What is up, guys? Flippin' Steve, finally back with another video. I've been super busy, and one thing that has really consumed a lot of my time has been the fantasy football season, as I've been an owner of 4 teams, running a lot of fantasy football teams, doing well. And for those of you who weren't aware, us YouTube content creators, 12 of us, got together, chipped in $100, did a YouTube content creator league where all $1,200 was going to be donated and given to the national giveaway. Here on the channel, I do a giveaway to the national every year, or at least I've done it for the past 3 years since I've been doing YouTube. And this year, some other content creators decided to help me out and chip in and do this fun YouTube fantasy football league with all the proceeds going towards that giveaway. So $1,200 raised, and we will be coming out with how you can win that giveaway. Anybody who's ever won it knows that it has been a good giveaway and it is legit. So if you just started watching the channel, a chance to win a trip to the National in Cleveland this year, courtesy of myself and 11 other content creators. Let's go ahead and run it down. Here are the final standings, guys. We are through the playoffs. The Super Bowl is coming up this week. So final standings ended with the Sitting Ducks team owned by Jay Giuliano, who is the only person who isn't a YouTube content creator in the league. He does have big on Instagram, and it sets up, it shows. He went 13-1, gets a first round bye. We then have Stevenson Buttheads, yours truly. What would Flipping Steve do was the question. I end 9-5, finish second, get a first round bye. Third place in the standings prior to the playoffs, we have Neo CC. You guys know who that is. Neo Cards and Comics Rob out there in Ohio. Third place at 8-6. So as you can see, not a lot of these records are super high where, you know, a lot of people were really tied together in a knot there in the middle. Next, Sports Card Therapist, kind of missing in action, not missing in action. I haven't talked to him since the whole mega bidding thing on eBay, the shilling thing that happened. He continued to keep up with his team throughout, so he finishes 4th at 8-6. Coming in 5th, we have Tebow Knows. If you guys know Tim Tebow Collector, Geoff Wilson down there finishes 8-6. And then we have Dakota, Sports Cards Anonymous, also one of the big NFL guys. Hasn't been doing YouTube content as much, but if you follow me, you know who he is. Everybody had picked him kind of as a favorite. He does finish 6th at 8-6 and gets into the playoffs. All right, the other 6 teams, you know, we had to trim the fat. Only 6 of us could go into the playoffs. Hambino finished 7 at 7-7. Go figure. The only 7-7 team finished 7th. You have the Dogs, which is Ziggy No, everybody's favorite evil stepmother of the hobby, the Watchdog. Goes 6-8. Sports Card Lessons, Ken Carnes, and the Sports Card Lessons podcast goes 5-9. In that order, Chris Sewell, who is Sports Cards Collector, Investor, Dealer, in that order, the name of his team, goes 5-9. Super Bowl Saints all day. Gold Dustin just kind of never really gets going, spinning the tires most of the season, goes 5-9. And then we have Team Matrix, Matrix Sports Cards on YouTube, goes 2-12, rounding out the bottom. You know, somebody has to finish last, sucking hind tit, Team Matrix. So here was your playoff breakdown, your brackets. It was going to be Sports Card Therapist versus Geoff Wilson, Tebow Knows, in the first round, as well as Neo versus Sports Card Anonymous. Super hot, steamy rivalry going on right there. If you know, those guys argued about everything on live streams. Also playing in the first round, myself and Jay would get buys to the second round, and we would play the winners of these games. Let's go ahead and break these down real quick. First game, Geoff Wilson gets monstrous performance out of rookie Sam Laporta. Another solid, decent game out of Lamar Jackson, about 19 points. Sam Laporta goes for almost 30 points, 28.6. Sports Cards Therapist team just kind of shoots a dud. He scores 101 points to Geoff Wilson's 112 and loses. The one fishy thing here is that Sports Card Therapist kept up with his team throughout the entirety, even after he disappeared off of social media. However, he leaves Tyreek Hill in his lineup for the playoffs, and Tyreek Hill was inactive versus the Jets. He goes out, he loses by 11 points without a wide receiver in his lineup as he started Tyreek Hill. Maybe, Geoff Wilson called in a little favor. Who knows? Conspiracy. It is what it is. Tebow knows Jeff Wilson advances to the second round of the playoffs to face whoever, and we will see how that plays out. The next game was Neo and Sports Cards Anonymous, and Neo just kind of ran into a buzzsaw this week. Neo gets 25 points out of the Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown. However, Josh Allen falls on his face at 16 points. You might say 16 points is good, but it's not good for Josh Allen. And Bijan Robinson gets the Arthur Smith treatment for 2 points. Sports Cards Anonymous completely goes ballistic in this match and scores 201 points. The final is 201 to 122. James Cook, 37 points. Kyron Williams, 29.5 points. Cooper Kupp, 26 points. DJ Njoku, 27 points. And Devontae Adams channels the Fountain of Youth for 25 points. Completely nuclear performance by a majority of his players. What else can you say? Neo didn't stand a chance. Sports Cards Anonymous advances to the second round. So Jeff Wilson advancing to the second round to take on Jay, the Sitting Ducks, who went 13-1 on the regular season. Law of averages? I hate law of averages. And then you have myself, Stevenson Buttheads, up against Sports Cards Anonymous, another big rivalry after he just completely gave Neo an absolute ass thrashing. I'm kind of not worried because, I'll get to it in a minute. I just feel like when teams blow up one week, they kind of don't really show up the second week, but we'll see how it played out. These games just ended yesterday on Christmas Day. Tebow knows gets a decent game out of Ezekiel Elliott, of all people, for 21 points. CeeDee Lamb puts up 26 points on my Miami Dolphins. However, the Miami Dolphins kicker, the Sandman, Jeff Sanders, comes out with 22 points and just absolutely puts Jay, the Sitting Ducks, to sleep. As CMC was the only guy awake for him, scoring 26 points. And the rest of his team just kind of was like, hey guys, I think we'll take this week off as well. And he puts up 109 points. The number one seed at 13-1 is upset by Jeff Wilson and Tebow knows 123.6 to 109. Jeff Wilson advances to the Super Bowl to face either myself or Sports Cards Anonymous. Sports Cards Anonymous and I meet up, and here we go. Justin Fields, a not-so-good NFL quarterback, a great fantasy quarterback, goes out, gets 25 points for me. Jahmyr Gibbs, who I was laughed at by Ginger Dustin for drafting, goes out and gets me 26 points. Solid game. However, DJ Moore and Devon Achane combined for a total of 9 points. So I'm kind of worried. Sports Cards Anonymous team is projected to beat me by about 15 to 20 points. He gets a 22-pointer out of old man James Conner. However, the rest of his team just did not show up, just as I expected. He shot his load completely the week before when he scored 200 points and only comes out this week and puts up 100 as he gets 22 points out of James Conner, 7 points out of James Cook, who scored 37 last week. In the second round of the playoffs, puts up 7. Cooper Kupp last week, 26. Second round of the playoffs, puts up 11. So there we go. Those guys completely dusted themselves off last week and were absolutely crap this week. I love it. I win. I advance to the Super Bowl, guys. And now here we go. Is myself versus Jeff Wilson for the Content Creators' first ever Fantasy Football League to send somebody to the National. Guys, I need you to back me up. I'm here against the evil empire of Jeff Wilson. It's just little old me against the corporation. I'm going to need you guys at my back. I'm going to put up a poll, let you guys vote on who you are rooting for, and I hope that it's me. All right, guys, thanks for viewing. The fantasy football season has been fun. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to update it every week. It was just too much, but it is important to give you guys an update on the playoffs, let you guys know what's going on. I know a lot of you guys that view the channel were curious. Like and subscribe on your way out, guys. I hope to start getting some content out. Will be a live stream tomorrow night with Neo and Dustin, which we'll probably discuss some more of this on Off Centered. And I hope you guys had a happy holiday, and we're heading into the new year. Everybody be safe. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. And I I'll see you in the next video.